Any other reasons why our audience shouldn't just day trade?
I don't want to dissuade anyone from trying to do anything. If you tell me you want to be a famous pianist, fantastic. I don't want to dissuade you. If you want to be a day trader, fantastic. Good for you. But I do want you to ask yourself a couple of questions, right? The first question, most importantly, is why. If you were someone who had no interest whatsoever historically in options trading, forex trading, futures, equity investing, if you didn't go to school for finance, if you don't know anything about risk management, then why the heck do you think that you want to day trade cryptocurrencies? And if you're just blindly following Twitter and Telegram advice as to what the next 2-cent coin is to buy, again, you're going to create a massive headache for yourself, likely a tax obligation. You're going to pay tons of fees, and you're probably going to end up underperforming a well-structured index. So the average person shouldn't day trade because frankly, you would hate it. To do it well, it's a full-time job. It requires a lot of emotional discipline. You have to have set rules. You have to journal all of your entries. You have to understand how to calculate your RR, or your risk reward.
Hmm.
You have to understand how to calculate position sizing so that way you understand what happens when you're wrong. Because when you're day trading, you will be wrong. And if you're a great trader, you'll be wrong 30% of the time. But you can actually be profitable if you're wrong 70% of the time, depending on what your average risk is on your average trade. And if you don't even care to try to wrap your head around just a couple of those high level concepts, I promise you day trading is not for you. And when I say day trading, I'm talking also about swing trading, weekly trading, monthly trading. Just don't try to get into the weeds too much. Being a passive but intelligent investor is going to be a more profitable solution for you. However, if you are someone who is a big fan of sports betting, gambling, options trading, forex, binary options, if that speaks to you,
Hmm.
if you're someone who knows how to manage risk, if you love staring at spreadsheets, charts, and pulling out your calculator, a couple times a minute, by all means, you should definitely learn how to day trade if it's interesting to you. And all I would stress is that you set rules. So very strict rules. How many trades can I lose per day before I have to stop and walk away for the day? How much money can I lose per day before I have to walk away for the day? What's the max amount of risk I'm willing to take on any one trade? For me, it's usually about 2.5% of my portfolio, which doesn't mean that my position, Judy, is 2.5%. So if, let's say I have $10,000, it doesn't mean that $250 of that is my position. It means that if I'm wrong, and if
Hmm.
my trade is invalidated and I get stopped out, and that's another rule, always use stop losses. If I get stopped out, I only lose $250. So my position might
Right.
be $1,000. My position might actually be 10% of my whole portfolio, but I can only actually lose 2.5, right?
Right.
So setting those rules, how much can I lose and how much am I going to risk? And if that's something that speaks to you, if that gets you excited as you think about this, there's a million free resources to get started and you can build from there. But for the vast majority of you, if you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should try day trading, then the answer is no, you shouldn't try day trading.